Good evening, everyone. How's it going? Still got my face here, which is cool. Hey, Kylie. Hey, everybody else. Good to see you guys here. Good to hear from you. How's everyone been? So to begin, in case you missed it, if you're not subscribed or not getting notifications, as the case may be, I had a video come out yesterday on Socrates. So I'll be absolutely pleased to talk about anything you guys have to say about that. If you've got questions, if you've got comments, if you've got arguments, if you've got anything about it, feel free to bring it up. I'd be happy to talk about it. That has been one that has been sort of sitting in editing, and we've been super busy trying to get back around to it. Oh no, Kylie said you were buffering. Everything looks fine on my end. Try reconnecting, I think. We'll take a look, but no, all my settings look okay on my end, so hopefully it is just a one-off problem, but I will keep an eye on it just in case. Chat disconnected. Interesting. Huh. Okay. Put that in there. You'll be able to see that. That's odd. Okay, it's fine. Anyway, so we are back up in Valentine for the time being. There are a couple of minor things up here I wanted to take care of before we head back down to San Denis and do some nasty and terrible things. Hey Kevin, good to see you. Kevin, if you have not seen my face in something on my channel, you haven't been following it properly. Again, as a reminder, I have stuff other than just the streams, so definitely check out the philosophy lectures, almost all of which contain my face. Some of which even contain my cats. I was about to say my children, but I only have one with one of my children. Michael hasn't made it into a video yet, so that'll probably eventually happen. Some of my trees have made it into my videos. So I have done some filming of various things, mostly minor things and nothing too spectacular. And it's mostly been my face in my chair over there in the corner, with the swords in the background. But other than that, yes, I do in fact have a face. It does in fact exist. Most people are kind of without faces these days. You know how things are. I've talked about that right here, in fact, where we are in game. So, like I said, if you have gotten a chance to watch my video on Socrates and trolling, I'd be happy to talk about it at any point. There's also something came up in the news that I missed. This was a few months ago, but it's super relevant. Not super relevant. It's very slightly relevant, but it's very interesting, at least to me. So, I'll definitely be talking about that. Anyway, let's begin talking to one of Arthur's friends, and then we'll deal with a couple of simps, and then we'll get a haircut, and then we will go have a very, very bad day in San Denis.
It's in the army.
Hey, it's Arthur's old friend.
Hello, mister.
Hey, brother. Good to see you again, friend. I've only gone and forgotten your name. But worse than that, I've forgotten my own name, too. It happens to me. You ever forget your name, mister?
Sure.
See? We're made for each other. I mean, as friends. I knew it. There's a big crazy fellow with a gun. and I'm a little crazy fella. Can't afford a gun no more. Stick with him, Jimmy, I said. And then I said, your name ain't Jimmy, it's Mickey. And then the fella I was talking to in my head, even he didn't want to talk to me no more. I'll see you around. I've gotten real confused.
Okay, then.
Poor guy. Kylie says, I moved back into my apartments on campus. Awesome. How are things there? I can only imagine how strange things must be right now. I got mail. You know what that is about, so. Oh, an invitation from Mayor Lemieux. Oh, this. Let's see. Really illegible. Monsieur Kilgore, our fake name. Town. It was lovely to make your acquaintance at the residence the other night. You meet so many people at these kinds of functions, hard to keep track. I did notice, however, that you were near my study when poor Pierre had an accident and some documents simply disappeared. Now, I've spent far too long in politics to make accusations wildly, but just long enough to know when I am owed a small favor. Perhaps your gung-ho frontier spirit and my cold old world cynicism could work quite well together. Indulge me in a meeting at least. Come at the back of the mayoral residence any night you wish. Knock at the door, and my assistant Jean-Marc you in. I hope to see you soon, your newest friend, Henri Lemieux. That's sketchy. Oh, no, Kylie, that is not the simp who I was talking about. You will understand exactly who I'm talking about in just a moment. Now, that guy is just a veteran on hard times, having lost his arm in the war, and he's having a rough one of it, and Arthur's been nice to him, unlike everybody else. Howdy, John. Good to see ya. Did for now switch back to a revolver. I did some hunting and whatnot, hence all the pelts on the back of the horse. Between streams, because I wanted to get a hold of some explosive shotgun shells, because those are always incredibly useful. So you have a fuzz. Kylie says we have a fuzz place now. Is that what that says? I don't know what that means at all. I'm old. Just in case this wasn't clear, I'm old. Hey, what is this?
Brother Brutus, you're simply not a gentleman. You're a scoundrel. And quite frankly, talking like that sounds amazing. Is exactly what I'd expect from you. You profoundly, my dear Helen, I told you quite clearly that this man, this creature whom the fans
Where are
have
they?
decided to call my brother.
Oh, here they are.
My friend, you there?
Yeah? What do you want?
Do I look like a coward to you? I mean, obviously I do, because I look like that milksop there, but 'tis no matter. Can you help?
Maybe.
See, even he is sick of hearing your nonsense, you afterthought of a child. I apologize, sir, for his smell. Why don't we come back here, to somewhere more conducive to displays of utter gallantry and deep-seated inadequacy?
What did you have in mind?
Shoot a bottle off my head, like William Tell.
This is getting silly.
Very silly. The man is a moron.
Shoot one off mine instead.
I'm the brave one.
I'm not scared.
I'm a good shot, but
I won't even flinch.
I don't want to hurt you, boys.
I can't lose.
Either I'll prove my masculinity or die and be spared his company. Come, sir, please.
Okay, then. Listen, just make sure everyone knows you asked me to do this.
Of course, of course, of course.
You boys are ridiculous.
It's very true.
Hey,
Ready? Aim. Fire.
Alright, guy in blue asked first, so...
You got mine, and I barely even flinched. What are you fools doing?
Good shot! That was fun!
What was? I feel like we didn't even do anything.
Oh, of course you didn't. We all know you're hardly sentient at all.
Another round, smaller bottles, sir. Please.
What?
I don't know.
Please, this creature is unbearable. He needs silencing.
I'll do my best. As long as she witnesses that I'm doing this under duress.
Boys are so silly.
Okay, let's.
For you, mister. Fire away.
Okay.
Too much about it.
Oh, he got it. Of course. Good shot, sir. Oh,
There it goes!
I really don't want to shoot them in the head.
You keep shooting, sir, and this time you kill the beast. He emerged fully formed from the swamps. Helen!
Silence, you blackguard, sir. Shoot the wretch.
Oh no.
You're deranged. Shoot away, sir. My bottle and his brains, if you please.
at least I have.
Why? I must
Oh, this is
be
so
the
tight.
greatest
Okay, here we go.
man I know.
Here we go. Okay.
Now do one while I hop.
Do it while I turn somersaults! Shoot me!
Oh, give me the gun. Let me shoot him. For all mankind.
I think me and the lady have had enough.
Oh, I don't blame you, sir. This man's tongue, I would run too if I could. Here, for your skills and talents.
Thank you.
Now, brother, I am going to walk Helen home. Don't follow us. She has an elderly aunt, and I fear the sight of you could finally finish her off.
Helen, is this creep bothering you?
You two, come
No,
along.
there aren't two. There's me and the lizard man. Please, my angel, do not aggregate us both together.
Boys, you are too much. You are too much.
No, my sweet.
The first recorded instance of a pair of simps both trying for the same thought. They have quite the quest line, and it ends either quite pleasantly, very well, or rather the opposite. And wonderful.
Your money's has been a lot.
All right, let's get a haircut real quick. Let's trim.
Careful. Wow, that old beard must itch something fierce.
Is there
Got something in mind?
hair's fine. Let's do facial hair. Let's do trim. Do the chops. All the way gone.
My pa never did a better job himself, I reckon.
Let's leave that. All right. How much longer can we get the mustache? That's the question. Okay.
Well,
Anyway, so I was asking, Kylie, what is a fuzz place? I don't know what that means.
hello, sir.
I'm also gonna get Arthur a bath, because he desperately needs it. Too bad. Then actually, I think I'm gonna switch out one of my horses and run on along. I remember, I'm trying to remember which horse I haven't. Maybe I don't want to know. Oh wait, no, this talk to the guy. Maybe I don't want to know what a fuzz place is. I don't know. I'm too old for this stuff.
I need a bath. That's okay. Can you organize?
I got someone warming it up for you already. Just head down the corridor there.
The creepy moaning on the right. Let's just move right along. Yeah, I just paid for it. Come on. Sir. Oh, okay. Wherever the moaning has come from, that's disturbing. Oh, it was for the mustache inquiry. Okay, understood. Understood. Anyway.
Would you like someone to take over for you?
No.
I'm all right, thanks.
Okay, maybe next time, hun.
I do have to say it's a little bit weird and odd from a gameplay mechanics standpoint that there are quick time events to saving, but okay. Whatever you're gonna do. Anyway, so... Well, we are wrapping this up. How much better. So, the bit of news that I wanted to bring up has to do with one Evelyn Miller.
Things the out-of-towners been saying about my hotel. No, I do not have gold hidden under this establishment.
Okay. I did not ask, but alright.
Thank you. Really?
Okay. Let's bring Oreo into the stables. Switch her out. Somebody else.
Slow down!
Okay. Kevin says, I'm betting that feature was mostly for the folks, to get the folks to pay for help. Yeah, could be. Different, which, let's do the train. I need to train little Debbie. So let's saddle up. Ain't she the prettiest? Alright. That'll do.
Well, everything going well?
Cool. Get out of here. Anyway. Where are we headed? I think back to San Denis. Or at least back to camp. Before we go and do that, there's a bounty for us in Rhodes, so let's go and do that in Rhodes. Anyway, so on our way. Ooh, little Debbie is fast. I did not realize that. Nice. What's this?
You borrow from the O'Driscoll boys. You pay the O'Driscoll boys.
I made it right, but
You two can win.
Let's try these out.
Fair fight, that is.
Looks like you need a lift.
You old Driscolls are pathetic.
you might have just saved my life, stranger.
They won't bother you no more.
If only there was more men like you, and less of them damn O'Driscolls. I'm gonna see my aliens.
Well, let's get out of here before somebody reports us to the police. Oh, too late. Let's get out of here anyway. It should be fine. Should have thrown a mask on, I guess. Anyway, so as we go, we have evaded the police completely, I think. Anyway, so my strange little story that I found on the news from back in February, but it just came to my attention this week. Involved someone by the name of Evelyn Miller. Now, Evelyn Miller, if that sounds familiar at all, it's probably not from this tiny little news story that took place in Louisiana back in February. It probably is from this game, from the few times that we have encountered somebody by that name. The most recent case was we actually met the guy. That was last week's stream at the party, at the mayor's party. Before that, we read some of his book. Dutch is obsessed with the guy. This is the sort of transcendentalist Walt Whitman type, like pseudo-philosopher poet guy, who is constantly talking about the decadence of civilization and the contrast with, and the sort of, how do I put it? The American way of life that breeds such a decadence in civilization, that kind of thing. Anyway, so why I bring this up is not about that Evelyn Miller. Oh, hey, buffaloes. Let's get one of those. It's a 2-star, so darn it. There we go. At least I got it. Far from a perfect belt, but it'll work. So I'm not talking about the fictional Evelyn Miller. There is a real person by the name of Evelyn Miller who was in the news not too long ago. How do I skin it? And this real Evelyn Miller was a Louisiana grandmother who was arrested for kidnapping her granddaughter, depending on who you ask. So the situation, as best I understand it, is that she was attempting to get her granddaughter released from the hospital on February 14th, if you want to look this up yourself. She was attempting to get her granddaughter released from the hospital. They wouldn't release her. And so when she got into the room, she brandished a revolver and left with her granddaughter. And they were found the next day some 70 miles away in a hotel elsewhere in Louisiana. Nobody was harmed, least of all the granddaughter, whose name is either Adriana or Andriana. There are conflicting news reports. It seems like the news was reporting Andriana for the first day or so, but then the police report and all subsequent reports say Adriana Miller. So, what makes this interesting is the apparent motive, which again only surfaced some time later. The apparent motive was that the grandmother was trying to, I suppose you would say, rescue her granddaughter from gender transition surgery. What's going on here?
Hey, mister.
Now, I sure wouldn't be caught dead looking like that.
Okay, I know I'm covered in blood, but anyway. In any case, she was trying to get her daughter out of jail. Not out of jail, sorry. She is in jail currently. Trying to get her daughter out of the hospital before she could undergo gender transition surgery. So this is a case where she was clearly trying to prevent what she saw as abuse. And we've talked about this before to an extent. What's that? I thought there was a fire up here. Campfire. Maybe not. Go on. It's quite clear that she was at least attempting to stop harm from coming to her granddaughter. Now, that said, this brings up issues of parental rights versus extended family and all kinds of problems like that. However, the situation gets even stranger because apparently, and this only came out a few days later, the girl's mother, also someone by the name of Miller, I don't remember her name offhand. Okay. Presumably the daughter of Evelyn Miller and the mother of Adriana Miller, was also arrested as an accomplice after the fact for helping the two of them, as the police report described it. She helped her mother and daughter escape pursuit and avoid law enforcement. So she was charged with accessory after the fact. What this seems to imply is that the grandmother wanted her out, wanted her to not undergo the surgery. The girl was 12, by the way, just to clarify, in case I forgot to mention that. So Adriana Miller, 12 years old. So the grandmother is the one who abducted her, or got her out of the hospital, demanded her release from the hospital. And her mother is arrested for accessory, so helped with this, which leaves an open question as to why was she there and who brought her there in the first place? Because Adriana also seemed to be cooperating with all this, because it was stated, like, for example, that the mother helped the two of them avoid law enforcement. She was unharmed, etc. Right? It was implied in a lot of the reports that that they were all three involved in this. There's no mention of the girl's father at all in any news reports I was able to find. I only was able to search for this today, because, like I said, I heard about this recently. But I was not able to find any news reports having anything to do with the girl's father. Any news reports, and that... Sorry. That also is kind of backed up by the fact that this this 3-generation matrilineal succession has...
If I looked like that, I would have pursued a more dishonest path myself.
Okay. Has the same last name, the same surname for 3 generations of women, which implies that the none of the male relatives are involved, at least not so directly, not directly enough to be married. So who is it that was keeping her, or had admitted her into the hospital? Who was keeping her there, and who were they having to abduct her from? It's not clear. Excuse me?
Hey, don't I know you from somewhere? Why, it ain't one of them pricks who made Shady Bells up. Oh, I remember him. Put him down. Ah!
Okay.
You might not be.
Easy there, girl. Just ain't very tough, is all.
Okay, problem solved. Anyway. Let's see. Anything valuable on the Raiders? Anyway, so this, upon further investigation of this, the story, I was just intrigued when I saw a story involving Evelyn Miller when I was getting ready to play Red Dead Redemption 2, does this strike anyone else as strange as it does to me? Like, it seems incredibly odd to me that no one seems to be... Oops, that was arson, wasn't it? Crap, I have to go. Really have to go. Oh, Jesus.
You're okay.
Oh, it was... They thought I was shooting at them. The people on the train thought I was shooting at them. Okay, well, it's fine. I wasn't. I just got shot in the gut somewhere. Okay, anyway, that was awful. Yeah, does this not seem strange to anybody else? Like, this seems incredibly odd to me. A lot of this situation does not seem to sit right. If this, it's of course possible that I'm overreacting to this, and it's of course possible that there's more information that we don't know about. In fact, I would say that's very likely. It's just that there has been so little about this in local or national news that it was very, very strange to see that this wasn't picked up by anybody. Anyway, I thought that was an interesting story to tell. I thought this was just going to be an interesting little anecdote, like, hey, Evelyn Miller was in the news, isn't that neat? Ha ha ha, we met him last week. But yeah, this is something very, very strange to me. Kevin said, before I get into the bounty area, Kevin said, I saw something about it in passing, but let it go on account of societal fatigue. I get that. I do. I only looked it up because I was interested for the stream, because I wanted to briefly mention, haha, Evelyn Miller, that kind of thing. Okay. I would say, yeah. Oh, darn it. My bison pelt. I'm gonna have to get rid of that, aren't I? There's a snake around here. Freaking out my horse. Let's not use explosives this time.
Hello? Laidlaw?
Oh, it's this place. We explored this place. He was apparently a slave catcher. Darn it.
Where you going?
Yeah, it's I think it's something that that something I would look into just a bit, because it's certainly a very strange case, if nothing else. Where the hell did the bastard go?
Really? Hey, hey, I was thinking about giving up on you before you...
Damn it, what in the hell?
Now I'm taking you in to show.
You son of a bitch. Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna restart because Arthur's dead. Okay, let's retry the checkpoint, because Little Debbie and Arthur both just died.
Hello? Layla?
Jesus. Need my hat. No, that's not my hat. That's my hat. There we go. Now let's see that.
Where the hell are you going?
No, hell with it. I'm gonna leave Little Debbie so she doesn't die again.
Really? Hey, shit! Hey, I was thinking about giving up on you before you threw that. Now I'm taking you in. Show.
Leave off, eh?
Oh, he's Canadian. That's cool. It'd be funny if I left him here in the burning field. But I'm getting paid, so
Come on.
let's not do that. Gross. Covered in mud. Anyway. But yeah, that is there's a lot about that that's very sketchy. I'm gonna try at some point to look into it further, just out of for my own sake. But yeah, I don't know what more to make of that. Anyway, on a much lighter note, Kylie, yeah, I guess we'll get rid of the bison to help.
Sheriff of Rhodes is waiting.
Kind of a crap one, so it's fine.
You call this a hog tying, you miserable bastard? I've tied laundry tighter.
I didn't ask for your opinion.
Anyway, so what I was saying, on a much lighter note, and a much lighter note than the bounty we just got.
Bounty hunter you are. Just the bloody worst. Absolutely.
I think he's Scotch-Canadian.
It's embarrassing.
It's not just
getting caught by
straightforward
you.
Scottish.
You wee little bobad. You dribble of pish.
Maybe it
Yeah,
is, but
monkey's arse.
be done. Anyway, so Kylie, I was saying,
So tell me, you like
oh
pornography,
Jesus,
lad?
actually, I'm gonna
You know,
wait because this is gonna be
exotic stuff.
staying.
Laddie, I said, do you like lewd images? Breasts and arse and all the business, only arty like. I can get you some photographs of wee tiny folk up to all sorts. How's about
Oh
it?
God.
It'll blow your mind. They're real fairies. Laddie, they're a thing to behold. Send your mind into a fair old spin.
That was the most interesting bribe I've ever
I
gotten,
can deal
ever,
with you.
in real life or in a
Time,
game.
you dozy bastard.
Oh my God. Oh, okay, that's alright.
Are we there yet? How long is this blooming taking you? Send your horse to a knacker's yard when we're done, 'cause the old knack's past it. Good for glue, and no much else. And it smells of arse back here.
It's because you're sitting on the arse of a horse. Anyway, Kylie, what I was saying,
You're just the worst.
Saoirse has taken to naming her toys. It's one of her new things. Oh no, I know what you meant. Yes, too. Not the fairy porn. Not that. Anyway, Saoirse has taken to naming her toys, and I would have let you know this in some other way, but I needed to speak this. She has named her dinosaur Dino.
That
That
is
you go
going to
for.
count
So,
against you.
it's adorable.
Cell's there for him.
I'll have none of that. I came peacefully.
I tell you did.
Did not come peace. Anyway, it's adorable.
I'll get you. The blooming cheek.
Bounty's the same whether you was nearly inflamed or not, I'm afraid.
I'll
Hazard
take
pay,
it
I guess.
If you'll take him.
I didn't even know into that man.
I doubt you'll find too many more posters going up in the station house, sir. Reckon Rhodes has reached the end of that long road to respectability. Finally.
Untrue. You come back in 8 years and there's more bounty posters. Anyway, let's go back to camp, finally. I was planning on doing. Talk to Sadie.
You know what? Forget about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Kylie says, my heart is, I love that my heart is happy with this. Yeah, absolutely. It is adorable. Yeah, it's Dino the Dino. Yep. See, I didn't have a way of saying that in a comprehensible way by a text or anything, so I figured I'd wait till you know.
Arthur, dumbass.
Hey, John. Alright. Let's go see about Sadie.
Susan.
Good morning, Arthur.
Oh, well, wait a second. Hold on. This is a mission start, and so I'm going to want to go armed.
So, you gonna look into this bank?
Yes. I want to make sure we're fully prepped before making any moves.
For sure.
Good idea. Let's see. Oh, I can't. Okay, this is going to be fun. Alright, fine. Gotta do it later. let's see. If this is the quest, I think it is. This one even involves Kieran.
How you doing, Mrs. Adler?
How are you? Been quite a journey since I joined you fellas.
Yes.
And now you and Dutch have joined high society. Oh, Lord above.
Yeah, it seems so.
I think my days in polite society are over.
Well, I just saw Bill Williamson at a party at the San Denis' mayor's house. If he can do it, anyone can.
You get any leads?
Yeah, I think so. You know so, Arthur Morgan. Come on, we need to talk. Miss Sadler, will you excuse us?
When you gonna let me come robbing with you, Dutch?
My lord, a few more like her, we could take over the whole world. A few more like her, there wouldn't be much of a world left. Yes, perhaps. Now, the
Really like
Crowley
San
bus
Denis.
station. I went down there. I took a look at it. I think we can hit it. I ain't never robbed in a city before. Well, you leave the planning to me. You'll ride with me. Always. Is it just you and me? No, we'll need one more, I reckon. I say Lenny. Not Micah. Well, that depends if you want a massacre or a payday. No, I wish that there was something I could do to make the two of you get along better. Well, that's easy. Make him change. Very funny.
Yeah, pretty cool.
What is that? What the hell have they done to me? Look, they're in the tree line. Everybody take cover!
Yeah, I too could use a cigar. That sounds good. Oh, hey, they gave me my rifle. That's good news. Yes, but I need. Oh, there's Jack. That's good. All right.
Women and children inside! Rescue you! Hold your ground! Arthur, get down there! Arthur, now! Go on!
Alright. I was doing just fine up here. But...
Come on, damn Driscoll!
What's happening? Crystals! Get up!
In here. Stay away from the window.
Mr. Pearson. Here we go again!
Get inside fast. Come on, quick. Don't let anyone back through that door. Arthur! Hold here. Any more casualties? Hear it. At the moment. Let's try and keep it there. Arthur, be careful. Wagon. You're getting on the rock.
I know how to solve this problem.
Go back to the house. What in God's name is going on? We're on the run. Just keep shooting. Arthur. Get them doors barricaded.
Oh, it's this way.
Get those doors barricaded quick. Good. Now everyone I got, let's get these windows covered quickly. John, you take
Yeah,
the
things,
windows over there. Charles, you take the side door there. Arthur,
Yeah,
you
sorry,
take the windows in the
Kylie.
back.
Yeah, things get from very bad to much worse.
Is everyone accounted for? Hey,
There isn't. It doesn't get a whole hell of a lot more,
hey,
graphic destruction,
I said, is everyone accounted for?
but it certainly does. Like that was pretty brutal. But nothing goes well for the gang after this. Just as a warning.
That's Mrs. Adler. She's still out there. Cover me. Okay. Say him, come.
Oh.
Sadie.
Okay. I mean, she's got it. Okay. She's got this handled.
You get inside.
And miss all this? Come on, Arthur.
Now we go back.
Yeah. Very Sleepy Hollow. Holding his head, kind of. Yeah. It's very. That is very Western gang type revenge kind of thing, you know.
Find somewhere to land this.
Nope.
They need us at the house, Morgan.
Oh god. One.
You'll die in this bayou. Mr. Smith?
You got him running.
There we go.
Hold back. They was ready for us. Follow me.
We really weren't. We're just very good at this.
Cowards! We okay? I think so. Except for Karen here. Poor kid. Mr. Swanson, would you take this boy and bury him someplace near, but not too near?
Of course. Charles, help me with the body. We need to get this place cleaned up.
Mr. Pearson, Miss Grimshaw.
Already taking care of it. Come on now, work.
Colm O'Driscoll. That man can
Hey, Whiskey.
really hate. So can I, Arthur. So can I. We need to get moving. Away from here. So we should
Perfect
start
timing.
looking for another camp. You ain't thinking big enough, Arthur. You ain't seeing the vastness of our problems and our opportunities. I'm not sure I get you. You will, son.
Definitely see the problems. I don't know about the opportunities.
Meet me near the trolley station. We got work. Shall we? Yep.
Not searching a guide on this. No. I don't want to miss anything, that's all. Yeah, I think we can do the trolley station.
He saved my life, and I could not save his. Mrs. Adler fought braver than any of us. She is driven by powerful forces I scarcely understand. That's what love has done to her, I guess.
Yeah, WizKid, I agree completely. Or Kieran. And the gang was just starting to trust him. Because they were just starting to let him kind of go out on his own. And that's how he got caught by the O'Driscolls. It's rough. And again, it's one of those where it's like, it's very clearly the gang is, at this point, things are going downhill. And they're going downhill hard and fast. And Dutch is desperate to try and figure out a way around it, way out of it. Do I want to... None of this is a task or job or anything? Okay. Anthony, trolley station? Or I want to do the Trelawney at. Maybe. That's a fun one, but probably wait. Let's do the thing with Dutch first. I mean, I don't think it was,
I can't believe those pigs did that to him.
You can?
He was such a gentle soul.
Yeah, he saved my life one time. I'll miss him.
You make the bastards pay, Arthur.
If we get the chance, we surely shall.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say. Unfortunately, that means I need to shave again because it apparently has been several days. So, go do that. Yeah, Mary Beth's sad too. I mean, the whole gang is morose. Understandably too. The bastards that the whole gang has been in a feud with, for years, just killed somebody. Just killed somebody who everyone was just starting to trust too. Man, it's not nice. Chops. Leave it and chin. Like that look. Really like that look. Yeah. Cool. Oh yeah. Oh, I can't examine it. I was gonna examine my new pistol that I got off stream. Because it looks absolutely ridiculous. It's the semi-automatic pistol, is what it's called. I've never gotten it before in a previous playthrough, so I did not know quite how absurd it looked.
Morning.
I'll show you guys in a bit. WizKid says, why couldn't it have been Micah? Well, you see, Micah may have been involved with some various parties that want the gang dead. So it's unlikely that they're going to turn on him. By which I mean, there's some evidence, and this is not really confirmed by the game, that he was basically working for the Pinkertons from the start. There's some real serious reasons to believe that. This thing, look at this ridiculous thing. Look at that. What is this? I got it all nice and decorated and everything. It's got the butt thing. Like, that's absurd. I don't know. I don't know if I like it, but... It's weird. It's very weird. Back to the show field for now. WizKid, I will think about shooting Micah with it at some point. We'll get there, don't... Micah's gonna get shot. It'll just take a little... I need to turn... That doesn't matter. Straight. Anyway. Yeah, as I mentioned, not that you're here too,
hey, look who it is.
Oh.
I'm still picking the dust out from my teeth.
Oh, this is the lady we beat in a race.
First one to Catfish Jackson's.
Yeah, let's do
How
it.
could I say no?
Ready? Let's go.
Let's do it. I think we can do this. Little Debbie's pretty quick.
Come on now.
Oops, don't want to kick her.
Girl. There, girl.
Alright, let's keep going. Oh, jeez.
Hey, you're okay, girl.
This is rough, going through here. I would not ordinarily gallop through a battlefield, but what you gonna do, you know?
Easy, girl. All right, girl.
Oh man. Little Debbie is faster, but does not have nearly the endurance of Oreo.
Hey, you're okay.
It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be tight. Okay.
Good girl.
Almost there.
Yeah. Tough race. Just had the edge today.
Damn it, not again! I'm about ready to send this horse to the boneyard. Ugh.
Hey, calm down, man.
Good race. Could have gone either way.
I wish things was different, but hey, be safe out there.
Kylie says, shoot Micah with a fancy gun. I will keep that in mind eventually in like a year's time if our current pace is anything to indicate. WizKid says, it takes an inordinate amount of time compared to the rest of those scumbags. That's not true, though. If you take the Red Dead 1 into consideration, a lot of the other scumbags survive a lot longer than Micah. I'm just saying.
Hi there, mister.
Just saying. Not that that excuses him at all, but...
Hey, partner.
Get into San Denis, let's cause some more problems. Oh yeah, while we're on our way, okay, WizKid, he says, I wasn't talking about the gang, I was talking about the antagonists of this game. This game in particular, yes. Okay, that's true. That is very true. I'll give you that. That's definitely the case. He outlives Colm O'Driscoll, for what it's worth. So, who do you hate more is really an open question, I think. Genuinely tough call. I kind of dislike, honestly, as much as they made me want to hate Colm, and they tried so hard to make me want to hate Colm, I kind of have to hate Micah more, just because of that close personal connection that you develop with him and the rest of the gang. More so than somebody like Colm O'Driscoll, who is just, Dutch's arch nemesis kind of thing. At the same time, though, there's a bunch of people in sort of the last couple of chapters of the game where you just take revenge over and over and over and over again. And in some cases it comes off as kind of as empty and hollow, which is, I think, thematically appropriate for this game. Revenge coming off as empty and hollow. Colm O'Driscoll is very much like that. In other cases, I would say that it does really... It seems like it means something to people. And the one case that really comes to mind is, it involves Sadie. Let's just put it that way. I'll leave it at that, because I don't want to do too much in terms of spoilers. Because that was a really good mission. WizKid says, no it ain't. It's no contest. Micah is top-tier jackass. Yeah, but like the couple of times you actually meet Colm O'Driscoll, he is a terrible person. And he is incredibly hateable.
Hey there, mister.
Hard.
What's going on back here?
Idiot. Are you out of your mind?
A little bit. Oh, hey. He's asking for money. Alright.
I know you got some money. Get yourself some real food, huh?
Listen, you have to take this.
Ooh, that's real kind of you.
You're the only one ever true to me. Once I had a good life, don't you make no deals with the devil. You hear?
Okay, given a lot of what goes on in this game, I have no problem taking that literally. This kid says it's going to be a long time before another video game character I hate more than Micah. Yeah, he is an incredibly hateable antagonist. This game is actually kind of chock full of them, because you also got, we haven't seen him in a while, the Pinkerton. The Chief Pinkerton agent. The slimy little rat, the slimy little rat-looking guy. Alright, let's, first of all, let's arm up, because I have accidentally gone into this mission before with no weapons, and it was like the worst thing. It was the worst mission of this game. It's down. Very bad. Oh wait, what? Don't do that to me. It's a nice try, but no. Holding this. There. Where's Dutch? How is he? Oh no, that's okay, that's what that is. Oh wait, oh wow, wait a minute. WizKid asks, oh, is that the Black Doctor we helped earlier? I don't think so, but it is possible. It did kind of look like him. Wow, yeah, that might have been him. That might have been. Huh.
There you are. Come on, keep walking. You're late. A couple of days in this place, you turned into some clock-watching city boy. What's the urgency? We need to leave. Forever. We've been doing well, making money, but for us all to leave together, we need enough for a boat. Now, I found a friendly ship captain. He's willing to take us to Australia or Tahiti. We just need to pay for passage and give him money for land when we get there. No questions asked. We will disappear, be reborn. Where the hell is Tahiti? South Pacific, an untouched paradise. Who lives there? Tahitians, I guess.
Charles Chatanet. He lives there.
A passage of a whole boat, a captain's discretion, and land enough to keep us all. In there. So we are gonna rob that place. Well, I didn't think we was fixing the plumbing. I don't know if you have noticed, but we are on the clock. I reckon we got a few days before the Pinkertons show, and then, well, we're done. Now, we need money. Bronte said this place has got money. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a robbery. Behave as I tell you, and none of you will die. Annoy me, and you all will. Now remember, we just want money. Don't make us kill you. Mr. M, please hand over all their valuables. Mr. S, check that room back there. I got this one. Ryan, that's your choice, not mine. Kindly open that gate and let my acquaintance inside. Okay.
So you don't have to rob him, I don't think. But,
Okay. Fine, it's yours.
Open the gate and let my acquaintance.
There's nothing much here. There's nothing really here.
You're sure?
Yes.
Then get out here and get ready for company. All of you! Behave. We don't want to hurt any of you.
uh-oh.
Mr. M, check the safe. Sure. Open it.
I don't think they keep much cash in there.
Open it!
Well, that doesn't look like a lot of cash.
There's almost nothing here. There should be stacks of cash in there. He told us there was. Look again. There's no stacks. A few dollars in coins, that's it. Damn!
We got a problem. There's a ton of cops out there.
Fire now! We got you surrounded! That greasy son of a bitch! He set us up! You think? This seemed like a good time for sarcasm to you, Arthur.
What's gonna do, gentlemen?
Something! The trolley. The trolley! Follow me, gentlemen!
That greasy son of a bitch, indeed.
Go now! Does this trolley go to Tahiti? I hope so.
Wait, what the hell kind of gun is this?
That's how you want to do it. We got some in those alleyways, Arthur.
And up on that balcony. We got some riders on the left.
Arthur, help Lenny out there. Arthur, you need to help Lenny now.
Hold it right there. That's an order.
Look out! Right, coming out of the back. Bronte is gonna make
darn it, lost my hat. Need a new one.
Outside the saloon. Oh, damn. We are really moving here. Arthur, slow us down. Slow this thing down. Outside.
Yeah, well, not okay. So, WizKid, I did not do it weaponless. I did it with a revolver and a sawed-off. I didn't have any of my long guns, which I think I might not currently have, which would be a problem. It doesn't look like it. I somehow, for some reason, it looks like I've got my semi-automatic, which I don't use very well yet. Oh no, good. I've got my guns. That's very good. Yeah, let's do. That's all. Alright.
Watch out! Got someone about me here!
Where? There we go. All right. Move up. Yes. Turned it. Never mind. Come on, Dutch. Can we move? All right. There. Is that it? I might need to go back to a checkpoint or something, because I'm trying to... What's happening here? Am I just too good? Yeah, I think I'm too good. I think I'm joking, but... WizKid says, oh, that's not so bad. Still sucks to do it without a rifle, though. Yeah. And a shotgun. Later on, shotguns wind up being real helpful here. I was using my sawed-off a lot. Oh, they left. Oh, thanks, guys. Indicated that. Let's go with shells.
I've been better, son. Lenny, keep an eye on. Oh, shit! They're in here too. We can't let them follow us.
Stick with me, Dutch. I'll lead you out. This way, onto the street. Look out! They blocked the road. We got move, boss. Stay with me.
Jump us in can now this. We need to wake up. We'll wake up after we get the hell out of here.
There we go. There we go. Can't we just grab some of their horses? That'd be good. Okay. He does not sound very okay. I will definitely say that.
Now's our chance. Let's go.
Keep that wagon intact, okay? We might need it. For that wagon.
Oh, that wagon. All right.
Hurry up. We need to get out of here now.
Let's get out of here, Arthur.
God damn it.
You okay, Doc?
Took a real bang on the head back there. I'm seeing three of everything. You stay down. I'll hold him.
Got him.
Coming from behind us. Get rid of them.
Looks like they ain't giving up yet. Ah! That wall's all right. It's all over.
They're still coming.
Yep. Look out. All right, fellas.
All right.
Just head straight for the bridge.
Trying not to kill the horses, but
Damn! They blocked the road.
Hold on. Use this.
use. Well, I don't know this. Okay. Like shooting at clay.
That'll do it. We're through.
Didn't expect that to work at all.
Just keep going, kid. You okay back there? Don't worry about me. Just get us out of here.
Yeah.
Stopping awful close.
I think we're clear.
You know what, Dutch? Next time, let's not damn discretion. Seemed like a good lead. I know, but... Well, we made it. Thanks to you.
Don't mention it.
Yeah, you're a good kid. And we each got $15. Oh, and a quarter. Don't forget the quarter. Shut up, Arthur. He set us up. Played me like a yokel. Put the law on us. What did we do to him? What did I do to him? I guess he thinks he's the king around here. He don't want the likes of you. So, what are we doing next, Dutch?
We just need money. One more decent take, and we're gone. The bank is our bet. Hosea agrees.
Even after that?
Especially after that. I don't feel so good.
Hey, you just got a bash on the head.
Come on, I'm taking you back to camp.
Hey, you did real good there, Lenny. Just wish it could have turned out better.
Well, can't win them all.
Yeah. Jeez. A little more than a quarter. There's a quarter and a nickel and a few pennies. That is something. Hey, little Debbie.
Let's go, girl.
Yeah, the explosions are always very satisfying in this game. Why am I using this thing? I want revolver. Alright. Wonderful. Now, oh, hey, my animal skin I left down there. Alright, we gotta go somewhere to pay off this damn bounty of $160 before we do anything else. So, let's go to Warren? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. One's closer. Emerald Station's probably closer, so let's do that real quick. Oh, yeah, it's the t-shirt is the, Evan, the Death Star schematics one. WizKid says, I love how they give you, love how they give you an awesome moment, then turns bittersweet with each character. Yeah, very much so. Yeah. Now, that was far from the first awesome moment with Lenny. He was helpful in a few other things before, and then, of course, there was the legendary drinking scene with Lenny. I just cannot get enough of. I absolutely love that little scene. It's one of my favorite parts of this game. Oh, going too fast.
So up now.
Get my hat back. There. Lenny! Accidentally running into you a little bit. Actually, you know. Little Debbie's been good. She needs a carrot. Move on. I hate these covered bridges. They always look like traps. What in the world?
Better believe it. Hey, you shoot that lock? All right. Glad to be out of there. Guess we about even. You stay out of Lemoyne.
I really want to, but yeah, Marston hasn't really shown up too much lately, unfortunately. It is a little disappointing, you're right. He shows up a lot more after the event. If you understand my meaning. After the bank job, let's just say. After the bank job, he shows up more. Definitely had my share of those kinds of nights, Kevin says. Completely sauced. Yeah, gotcha. Not really. I'm a square, remember? I'm boring. It's kind of who I am.
Hey, move!
I am and pretty much always have been a square party. I've been concerts, like dive bar concerts back in high school. About it. Oh, you mean John Marston in the chat? Both and yeah, neither of them have been have shown up too much. At least not this session. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. Oh yeah. While I'm on the way to Amber Branch, I want to show this off. I've mentioned this before. This wonderful beer sign. You ever try Square the Circle? I assume that's either a euphemism, or like, I don't know, a food, a drink. But it's a euphemism for something. Probably not, at least not on purpose. But if it's not, then if I am to take that very literally, then no, that's impossible. Just ask Kylie. We've discussed this in class before. Anyway, this wonderful beer stein, this delightful hand-etched beer stein. Oh, I killed a rabbit. Okay, let's get out of cinematic cam before I kill somebody. Get it. Okay. This is from a podcast I follow pretty closely, Pints with Aquinas. If I've recommended it both in my videos and in my classes, definitely check it out. I don't get anything from promoting this. It's just I got this as a promotional thing. I bought this a couple of years ago. And currently, they are available to patrons. But yeah, it's great. It's a fantastic podcast that goes through a lot of complex Thomistic thoughts. Goes through lots of Aquinas' questions at the Quadlibets, and then also a lot of really good interviews. Check it out if you haven't. Lots of moonshine.
Remember you. Passed through here some time ago, huh?
Square Circle, it's an alchemy thing. Basically trying to do the impossible and succeeding. Huh, okay. I have a story about that I'll give you then. Kevin Hodges says, Pints with Aquinas is superb. Matt Frad is the absolute Chad. Yeah, 100%. Can't agree more. Need moonshine. Trust me. Not for what you think.
Been a while since you were through here. Go on, have yourself a
squaring the circle is a problem proposed by ancient geometers. It is a challenge of constructing a square with the same area as a given circle by using only a finite number of steps with a compass and straight edge. I have not. I am not a professional geometer to any degree. Actually, hold on. Before I do this, I want to actually craft some stuff. So I'm going to just kneel down right here and do the boring part, because it's critically important that I have incendiary shotgun shells. And also, let's recraft a bit. Anyway, I'll have a bunch for ammo. So on attempting the impossible and succeeding because it's impossible, I have an RPG character who I don't know if will show up in your game, possibly at some point. He originally was from a Star Wars. He was originally a LARP character for a Star Wars LARP. And I've used him in tabletops, I've used him in a bunch of different settings, all kinds of stuff. But he originally was for Star Wars, so he was Corellian. And his one of his battle strategies, and I actually kind of hold to this to an extent in terms of psychological warfare, is to attempt the impossible, and because your opponent, this is in battle kind of thing. Attempt the impossible, and because your opponent will never see the impossible coming, they will not expect you to try something so absolutely ridiculous, it'll slip through their defenses, and you'll actually manage to succeed, as long as you are brash and confident enough about it. It's an attitude thing, and he also probably relies on the Force, because he's a Jedi or whatever. But anyway, it is it's kind of a running thing that I always include with when I have him in whatever RPG setting. This kid says, I want to say, Kylie says square circles. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've tried. Your class has tried. My other classes have tried, and it doesn't work. In terms of, like, making a square circle. Squaring a circle, in the geometrical sense, is probably possible. I'm sure there's... I will say, though, I'm sure there's mathematical ways of doing it pretty quickly. Excuse me. Sorry. But I could probably think it through given enough time. Or at least a very close estimate. Like, assuming pi to be 3, that kind of thing. I could probably. But yeah. So, WizKid says, my boy Max Darrett has a video on squaring the circle, or at least mentioned it at some point. Quality YouTube loves to talk about Young. Like I said, I could probably figure it out, I think, given enough time and making some rough assumptions with, like, assuming pi to be 3 kind of thing. It's probably close enough for the purposes of the exercise. And if you're allowed to do things like that, then yeah, it'll work. I see no reason why it wouldn't be relatively doable. Now, it wouldn't be easy, I don't think, but it would be doable. Okay. How many can I carry of these? 20. 28. Jesus, alright, I need a lot of them. You know what? 8 is enough for right now. That's enough to set things on fire if I need to set them on. That's what I'm after anyway. Just need a few of those. Alright, let's play off the bounty, and... excuse me. We will check in with, Indian friends, as they call them in the game. In, turn of the century. This kid says, yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure it's a popular concept in alchemical discussions. Other kinds of Jungian analysis, geometry isn't as important as what it implies about reality. Huh. I mean, I'm sure it was, I'm guessing this goes back to the Pythagoreans, because a lot of this does, a lot of that sort of thing goes back to Pythagoras. Well, maybe not Pythagoras, but certainly the Pythagoreans. Who were a little culty time to time. But, what is it? I think I can get back to the mirror. Or, alternatively, now I will say, we can either do the thing for the mayor, which we will definitely do before the bank robbery, but we can also talk to Dutch. Yeah, actually, you know what? Let's talk to Dutch first, because that is, we're kind of following through this same quest line for now, at least right up until we get to the bank robbery. There's some stuff to do with this here. He's got some revenge that he can, for some reason, afford to take. So let's go and handle that first. WizKid says, right, all the sacred geometry stuff. Interesting to think about if you're into the magical and mystical like I am. Oh.
Clear the wagon, sir.
Some bitches.
Quiet! You ain't going nowhere!
I'll kill all of you.
Just shut up!
You bunch of cowards! Man up and get in there!
This is a bad idea.
What in blazes?
idea trusting me up, believe me.
Alright, well, never mind. That didn't work out. Let's just leave.
Well, I'll know where to find you. Yep.
How did they recognize? Oh, I mean, I guess they probably saw me with the mask off before I put it on, which was dumb. Oops. Oh well. Yeah, Fox. Anyway, let's, oops. Oh, there's a lot of them on me right now, isn't there? Oh, and darn it, I'm in Lemoyne. Well, back to Emerald Ranch. If I hadn't been in Lemoyne, I could have just kept going and paid my bounty in San Denis, but I don't want to be wandering through San Denis with a bounty. So, oops. Bad. Shouldn't have done that. WizKid says, oh no, WizKid already said. Kevin says, I once tried to be unattractive to large numbers of women and succeeded. Squared that circle like a champ.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be impossible? Or, I don't know. So, I'm obviously not an expert at being unattractive, so you guys will have to fill me in on the details on that one. Alright. Let's pay the stupid bounty.
Well, hello again.
Yeah.
Ready for a clean slate?
Thanks for your assistance.
No.
Okay, girl.
Go to Dutch. That was absurd. Okay. Anyway. So, WizKid says, I regularly get involved with highly attractive girls, so I guess I managed to square the circle as well. I mean, no, because I would be careful to, based on what you've said, especially even in the chat here as of Monday. Sanity should really be considered a factor of attractiveness. So. That much. Anyway, yeah, I should add. So actually, while I'm just kind of riding along, WizKid, you weren't here yet. Oops, dropped something. Got it. WizKid, you weren't here yet when we were talking about the very odd case of Evelyn Miller. Maria. Hormones say otherwise. Just mortify the flesh for a few years until you're old enough to calm down. That'll solve the problem. Yeah, WizKid, I don't think you were here yet when we were talking about Evelyn Miller. And I don't mean the one from this game who we met last week. I, of course, am talking about the real-world Evelyn Miller. Anyway, it is a very strange, it's an extremely strange case. If you want to look it up, you feel free to, for any more details that you can find. Unfortunately, I was unable to find very many details about this at all, like I was saying near the beginning of the stream. Its short version is its case in Louisiana from back in February. This happened February 14th, I believe, 14th or 15th. Ooh, pigs, I need those. No, stop. I need you for animal fat. Darn it. See, that's how you make explosive bullets. You have to kill pigs for it. WizKid says, who's she? And yeah, I know, I'm finally in a place in my life where it's okay doing that and sticking to it. That's very good. You prove for what it's worth. Both from my limited amount of life experience, being a few years older than you myself, and I would also say from an ethical perspective, if you're gonna commit to something, know what you're committing to, that kind of thing. Kevin says, nah, give me a little bit of crazy, not too much, but just enough to keep me on my toes. Very true. Very true. And you don't want someone who's boring, but you want someone who is, you know, at least stable enough to not, you know, stab you in the middle of the night or something. That kind of thing. Anyway, so Evelyn Miller. The short version is, this was a case from Louisiana, back from February. A grandmother by the name of Evelyn Miller kidnapped her granddaughter, Adriana or Andriana, depending on when it was reported. I think the correct name is Adriana. Adriana. Andriana, I think, was just an early misreporting, I think, from what I can find out. But it's also worth noting I've found no reporting on this after the end of February. But yeah, it was, so she kidnapped her granddaughter from the hospital to, apparently, to prevent her from undergoing gender reassignment surgery. So it is a very weird case, not just because of this, right? So it's otherwise pretty straightforward. She kidnapped her daughter, her granddaughter, and by kidnapped, I mean she demanded that her daughter be released from the hospital to her, and the hospital refused. She got to her granddaughter's room, she pulled a gun, and walked out with her granddaughter. Apparently, she hit a security guard with her car on the way out, but no one was injured, also, which is a little odd, but that is a thing that occurred.
Okay, girl. We got what you want. Okay, there.
Who the hell did you rob for all this? Hey, you ask no questions, I tell no lies.
Oh, look, Lemoyne Raiders.
Oh, yours won't hand me the money. Wagon too.
Don't need more guns in the hands of those fools.
Son of a whore! Oh, please don't! How about I knock you on your ass? Don't need to do this, Fred.
Don't like seeing such things.
The hell's Lord, no! Damn, I got no choice but to report this here.
I'm gonna enjoy robbing you, tough guy. Too damn close.
Okay, so I need to stop this witness.
Hey, stop! Where's the law when you need them?
Very far away.
You stop, goddammit.
How about I mash you into...
Don't make this difficult.
Come on, let's dance!
Okay, hat. Alright, no witnesses, we're good. That was nuts. Alright, that was bad. We're fine. Everything's fine here. How are you? How are you? Great. Have a carrot.
Not bad, girl.
Arthur needs a snack, too. Some stringy meat. Yummy stringy meat. Anyway, what I was saying, Evelyn Miller, this grandmother. Her goal apparently. Oh, the wagon is completely gone. Somebody must have gotten a hold of it. That's interesting. Okay. This grandmother got basically got her granddaughter out of the hospital. They were arrested. Well, she was arrested. They were found about 24 hours later in a hotel about 70 miles away. Take. Oh wait, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. This is the Gray Manor. They'll shoot me. They might still shoot me.
Hey, all right, easy now.
They might still shoot me. Anyway, so they were found a while later. This seems like a relatively straightforward case of one relative of a child. The girl was 12 years old, by the way.
Easy, girl.
This sounds like a relatively straightforward case of one relative of a child trying to act in her best interests, but having to resort to violence to do so. Pain. And it being basically a family squabble that turns into a law enforcement problem. But where it gets strange, and especially strange for me, is that first of all, perfectly understandable. Oh, hey Keith, good to hear from you. I'm talking about the strange case of the real-world Evelyn Miller. Actual person named Evelyn Miller, which caught my eye. Cause I saw this earlier this week, and I saw a story about this that I hadn't known about before. I thought, hey, I'm doing a stream on Mass Effect, or no, sorry, Mass Effect was Monday. Doing a Red Dead stream this week. Yeah, okay. Doing a Red Dead stream this week. I should probably talk about this Evelyn Miller character. And when I looked into it, it was very, very bizarre. Not only was she, acting in at least what she saw as her granddaughter's best interest. She was trying to help. She was clearly doing what she thought was right. Good. Welcome. Keith says, I love philosophical streams. Yeah, I'm glad I can fill in some insight and some things.
Why are you following me?
Go into my room.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a bit distracted.
I don't know why you still play this game.
Go into my room. Jeez, Abby. Anyway. So what I found weird about this in particular, close. What I found weird about this in particular was that the mother, the girl's mother, also a Miller, I forget her first name, was later arrested for accessory after the fact. Basically, she was... Let's get rid of this one. Or wait, let's... Yep. And store on horse. There. That's what I wanted. Cool. Anyway. The mother was arrested for accessory after the fact, basically helping them to avoid law enforcement. She was an accomplice. She was trying to help. Keith, interesting question. So Keith asked, can we talk about the quantum suicide effect? I'm not completely sure what you mean by that. Maybe you can elaborate and I'll see if it's what I'm thinking of. Because we might not be thinking the same thing. Because I'm not super well read on quantum physics. So I'm not super up on it. But I know at least some of the sort of metaphysical theory behind it. So I might be able to lend some insights. See if you can give me a brief description of the chat of what you're talking about, and I'll see if I'm familiar with the concept or not. And if not, I can always go off the information you give me. But again, that would have to be really, really tentative, because without a full understanding of what's going on, I wouldn't want to pontificate on it too much. Anyway, short version to wrap up. It seems to be the case that there isn't anyone involved with the family Adriana, Adriana Miller's family, who was responsible for her being admitted in the hospital. But all of the family that we know of, because there's no male figures mentioned in the story in any version I've found.
I'm getting tired of these O'Driscolls now. Me too.
There doesn't seem to be anyone who would have been responsible for admitting her to the hospital, which is bizarre. So that leaves us the question, if her grandmother broke her out of the hospital and her mother helped, and we don't have any other family members mentioned at all, who is she breaking her out from? And it's all very, very strange, and there's a dearth of information about it, and I'm wanting to look more into it. So it's a suggestion that you check this out, because it's a very, very strange story. That looks like it has a lot more nuances and twists and turns than it appears on the surface. All right, so let's see what's up.
So, Arthur, you get the deciding vote.
What? We take an insult and scurry off like cockroaches? Or deal with business the right way?
We don't need to take revenge. We hardly know the guy.
This ain't about revenge, Hosea. Angelo Bronte don't mean shit to me. This is about the fact we are planning to rob a bank in his town. A bank that he no doubt protects. A town where his men are gunning for us. Before we do that, we need to put him out of commission.
I disagree. There's always an easier way.
There ain't no easier way. Now, I know his type. He is a vindictive little power broker who rules by fear. Now, we pull that stunt in his cesspit of a town, we're doomed. You want to leave this place? Leave this country? We need that money.
Just don't feel good, Dutch.
This is it. This is the last job that we are ever going to pull. Before the year is out, we are going to be harvesting mangoes in Tahiti.
It's a magical place.
But we need seed capital, and we need to leave. You know it. I know it.
Forgive me if I can't think too much about the mango harvest.
This is it. Trust me. Arthur. If it's business, well, business is business. Angelo Bronte stands between us and our future.
You'll damn us all.
Well, probably.
Arthur, come on. You better be right about this one. I am. I've heard
Keith, I don't think your longer explanation went through on the chat. It is not showing up for me. It could have been too long. YouTube could have kicked it. If you need to, you can split it up. Should be okay.
We're headed to a settlement.
Should be able to keep track of it.
I met a boatman there called Thomas who knows these waters like the back of his hand. Why do we need a boat? So we can attack Bronte's mansion from the swamp. Catch him off guard. He knows we survived the trolley station, so he'll be expecting some kind of reprisal. All right. Okay, makes sense. See? I do still possess some capacity for rational thought, Arthur.
Despite the head wound.
Okay, follow me.
So there's an interesting theory that Dutch actually suffered brain damage from that hit to the head, which explains some erratic behavior moving forward. But I don't know if you need it to explain that.
Feels like Hosea's lost his spine.
This move on Bronte, is it for the bank job or revenge for what happened at the trolley station?
Both. Neither. What does it matter? We need to hit that bank. And Bronte has the police and just about everything else in San Denis in his back pocket. He also set us up. And lest we forget, took young Jack.
I understand. We just got a lot of pots on the boil, given all the folks who's out gunning for us.
You all seem to have forgotten how money is made and what it takes to support 20 people. Let alone what it takes to give 20 people a new life overseas.
Yeah, Keith, I'm only getting bits and pieces of your description here.
Is this plan really gonna work out?
You tell me, Arthur. Is it? Have some goddamn faith. I am bending over backwards to make a future for us.
I know, but...
What? 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 When did you become so small-minded? If you'd rather we break up the family, go our separate ways, just tell me. Of course not. This isn't a prison camp. I am not forcing anybody to stay. So either we're in this together, working together to get out together, or we're not. There simply isn't a reality in which we do nothing and get everything.
I know. You're right. This feels like we're on borrowed time again. I mean, the O'Driscolls...
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Okay, so...
We need to move.
So this is about,
Haven't I made that clear? I feel like I'm going
what physicists will call something like spooky causality between universes. So interdimensional spooky causality, or something like that, where the instance of one thing in one aspect of the multiverse will cause something to happen due to some kind of quantum entanglement effect in another aspect of the aspect of the multiverse, basically another universe.
The other night we had quite the adventure.
I am highly skeptical about
now, my friend.
Physical multiverse theory.
Can I call in that favor?
What do you need?
You know Angelo Bronte. Well, exactly. We need to make
I think that
social call.
It is
you could row us in
a sort of superfluous explanation for physical phenomena that can be otherwise explained. I don't think that it's the clearest or most necessary explanation for the physics that we know about for game theory and whatnot.
I need to check with him. Plus, I need to check the traps. Would you come with me? Of course. Arthur. Why not?
That said, I mean, I don't think there's anything ruling it out, right? I don't think that there's anything metaphysically impossible about a something like a multiverse. However, the changes that would cause a splitting multiverse, right? So quantum fluctuations would cause multiple universes to split off from one another, are so plentiful. And like the number of universes would be so near infinite that it would be very difficult to maintain something of a connection between multiple universes. And what I mean by that is, so I'm looking at this in terms of modal theory, possibility, and different possibilities. But some of the same rules, obviously not all the same rules, so we have to be careful about that. But at least some of the same rules would apply, right? That there would need to be something like, for a quantum effect like that to occur, there would have to be some kind of identity between universes, which I don't think could really be the case across too many. Really,
This one's empty.
I would think that the only relationship that could remain, if anything, would be between a universe and its parent universe, right? So where the split occurred due to a quantum effect or what have you.
Now stay close. Make sure you follow my line.
Oh, I fully intend to, Thomas.
You too, Mr.
Now, that said, that kind of effect that you're talking about, right? So,
Evening swamp waiting hasn't caught on as a pastime, can't you?
I love it out here. Peaceful. Nobody bothering you now.
yeah, again, like I said, so as you said, I'm skeptical at least about multiverse theory in terms of physics, at least, physical multiverse.
Well, this just gets better and better.
I will also say, though, on a sort of related note, that there is something like a mechanism for that kind of causality, but it's not one that that modern materialistic or mechanistic physics.
Stop where you are. It's a gator.
Oh.
Just stay as still as you can.
Big. So I'm from Florida, and that is a very, very big gate. A good sound. All right. Yeah, I don't think that. So I think it would have to be something to do with teleology and about final causality, or the tendencies that are innate in a thing that sort of draw it towards a particular end. Right. So, in terms of persons, this is really easy to explain. Right. This is things like. I would even say things like personality traits that serve as something like fate. Not exactly fate, obviously, but
This trap is stuck in the mud. It happens.
But similar, it has a similar enough effect to fate, right? So that it seems like, given the kind of person that you are and the things that you do and the goals that you have, right, you're going to go along certain paths, right?
So it's true. What is?
But that requires a pretty robust understanding of final causality of ends and of teleology that modern physics that sort of uses multiverse theory as an explanatory as an explanation, right? It uses multiverse theory as a substitute for teleology, and I think part of that is the point, right? So you can explain these kinds of things. Understanding, so you can explain something like the quantum suicide effect, or inter-universe spooky causality, if you want to call it that. You can explain that sort of thing in terms of final causes without having to refer to the multiverse. And you can kind of analogize it to something like destiny. And again, I say something like destiny, because it's not exactly destiny. It's not like it's strictly deterministic, because final causes are not strictly deterministic. They provide... That's funny. They provide tendencies. They provide tendencies towards a particular end. Right? Something that is pursued by. Oh, that's not a good idea. Pursued by a being, typically a thinking, a rational being like humans. Alright, let's head over there. Keith says, in response, would you lose personality traits if the effect could be possible? So, maybe? If the effect were the sort of physical efficient causality kind of effect that quantum theory would speculate, then that would mean that it would maybe not eliminate, but certainly remove the need for final causality for those sorts of things, right? For those sorts of effects, it would no longer require final causes as an explanation, and what that means is that you lose out on everything else that final causes explain, which include things like personality effects as well.
Hey,
two.
You in the tree. What are you doing? There's a monster. A monster. You okay up there?
We know.
There's a monster. Where? Monster, it nearly ate me. And where'd he go? It's up there. What? A big gator. Biggest I ever saw. Big and nasty. Knocked me off the boat and chased me over here. You must be Jules. Yes. Where is the boat? Over there. I ran. Oh. Okay. Yeah. And, where did this monster swim off to?
So, Keith is asking also about a potential sort of Jekyll and Hyde kind of scenario, where a personality might split, that sort of thing. I think that, again, that is entirely possible, especially if... And I'm maybe going in a different direction with this than kind of the original intent of the question. But I would say something like, if you...
Stop!
if aspects of personality are pointing you in opposite directions, right, like in the Jekyll and Hyde scenario, or those kinds of scenarios, then it might cause you to psychologically disassociate. Now, I don't know about what the physical effects of that would be, like whether that's whether in brain chemistry, neural activity, synapses, or something at the quantum level. But from a merely psychological perspective, that would appear to be a Jekyll and Hyde kind of thing, where you're being pulled in two different directions. And if you are, then it could be pretty significant, a pretty significant sort of disassociation of personalities. The kind of cause of this thing, I do know a little bit. I know at least something about it. If you look to one of my most commonly cited texts is Plato's Republic. Oh, look, a gator. But yeah, Plato's Republic talks about this kind of thing, of which can the kinds of things that can lead to a kind of a disintegration of personality. And that would mean something like that would come to something like what Plato would call the tyrannical personality type breed, where somebody is constantly being drawn to different and in some cases opposite ends, right? Opposite ultimate goals.
Shit, he won't can. No, I'm going in. No, we can't lose the boat. Arthur, go. Well, hurry, Arthur.
Let's switch to slugs. You know what? It's a gator. Let's go with explosive slugs. Oh, that's him. I won't shoot him. WizKid says those kinds of personalities do exist, but they're exceedingly rare. It only happen in extreme trauma. It does literally affect the brain. They literally act like different people in the same body. It's absolutely wild. Well, I mean, the question there is if the disintegration affects the brain, or if the brain is what is causing the disintegration of the self. Right? If it's a neurological disorder, then it's the brain causing it. If it's a purely psychological disorder, then it is causing the differences in the brain. Right? Because at least in theory, the causality can go in either direction.
Shoot something!
Ah! That's why. Uh-oh. Arthur's getting tired. Okay, we can do this. But this sort of effect of the wrong direction. This sort of effect of the disintegration of the self is one of the effects that Plato attributes to what he calls psychological tyranny, or a tyrannical soul. Okay, can I get up, please? Giant super gator. Thank you.
Hurt pretty bad. He should be okay. Get in. Jesus, look at the size of him. Finish that son of a bitch, Arthur. You're gonna be all right. Just hold on. Come on, shoot it. Still up.
Oh, you kidding me? Oh, it's huge.
I think he's going. Shit, that is one big old gate. Your boy doesn't look too good there. Here, take this. Try to stop the bleeding.
It's way larger than any gator I've actually seen.
Be okay, son. You're gonna be okay. Just thank your old Uncle Dutch. I heard that.
WizKid says, I'm almost certain it's the breakdown
There's still a lot of blood. You need to put
affecting the brain, because everything's consistently different between personalities. So I have a hard time believing it's a purely neurological phenomenon.
stop the bleeding.
I tend to lean that way too. Again, based on what I know of some potential causes of these sorts of things, of the sort of disintegration of the personality due to ends pulling in different directions.
Look who's back. God damn it. Put every bullet you got in him. Shit. Don't let him get any closer. He's under the water, coming right for us.
Okay.
Okay. I think it's had enough.
That's a lot of bullets.
Jesus, can we get back now?
Yeah, that is a thing, by the way. Large enough gators can just kind of shrug off repeated small arms fire,
Sorry, Jules.
especially if it's at
This
their
all
head.
stories was true. Big and mad. That's unusual. Normally the little ones are angry. Big ones is lazy.
Yeah, I guess he never outgrew his anger. Kinda reminds me of you, Arthur.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen you squeal before, Dutch.
I weren't the one squealing.
Yeah, well, you weren't in the water with him. And this poor boy was nearly dinner. Can we get some help? Jules been bitten.
Oh my God!
There's a monster out here.
So Keith, to answer your question about the about memories going from one personality to another, I think that would largely depend on the neurological effects, right? So if the neurologies were separate enough, which I mean, according to WizKid, which I'll take his word for it because he knows more about the neurological aspect of psychology.
Placate the irritable Miss O'Shea, who's causing more trouble. I'll collect the boys.
If the neurologies are sufficiently different or sufficiently distinct, then you wouldn't have memories of one as the other personality.
I'll see you soon.
Just because the think of it like this is a bad analogy. Excuse me, this is a bad analogy from the outset, so careful taking it too seriously. But think of it like two different login states for a hard drive or something like that, where the two are so entirely different, right? They're so entirely separate that if you're going to use one of them, let's see about this thing. If you're gonna be doing one of them, the other is entirely suppressed. It's an entirely separate system. Do I want to go back to camp or? And let's just do this for now. This is a good mission. It's a good one to do. WizKid says usually the dominant personality is aware of the subordinate, but the subordinate does not always know about the dominant. Yeah, pig. Don't want that. Interesting. Yeah, I know most about these kinds of severe dissociative disorders and such from fiction. So from Jekyll and Hyde and from the various dramas that use them as plot points, that kind of thing. We might as well do this thing for the mayor. Actually, you know what? Let's do this quest line here, and we'll go back and do the thing here later. Yeah, so in that situation, right, so in the situation of Jekyll and Hyde, I think Jekyll would be the dominant, so he'd be aware of what he did as Hyde. If I'm remembering the story well enough. It's been a while. Further. So I think that is how that would have to work.
Hey, do I know you?
Mr. I believe we've met.
We have?
That ghastly
That's Evelyn Miller, speaking of.
Evelyn Miller.
Unfortunately so, Mr.
Arthur Morgan, at least sometimes.
Can I say something rude?
Sure.
The mayor thinks you robbed him. To be clear, he wasn't very upset about it. He rather liked you.
Okay.
Do you, well, I mean to say, can you steal things?
Is there a reason you're asking me to incriminate myself, Mr. Miller?
Well, I'm sorry. Have you met? This is Rains Fall, a great chief, and his son, Eagle Flies.
Gentlemen?
Yeah, we saw you in the wagon train crossing the river at Cumberland Falls. And at the party, you were upstairs.
You have great powers of observation.
Yes, my people, if we are even a people anymore. We've fought hard. We've made peace treaties, and those treaties were broken. And we've been moved and punished and moved.
I'm sure.
And now I am told we are to be moved again.
Clearly contravening the peace treaty signed 3 years ago.
This will lead to war.
No, my son, it will not. We cannot fight another war. They have got stronger.
Whiskey says it's
and
the
we
opposite.
have become far weaker, Mr. Morgan.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense, though.
Bad business.
Yeah.
It's to do with oil. I know it is, but I need the proof. I believe there were some prospectors who were on their land a few months ago who have filed reports with Leviticus Cornwall and the state government claiming huge reserves of oil under their land.
So, you want me to try and steal it?
Obviously they can't. And even more obviously, I would be useless. Listen, I realize that it is a ridiculous request, but we're very desperate.
I'm not a do-gooder, Mr. Miller. Gentlemen, I'm very sorry for your predicament, but I'm a working man. I got problems of my own.
We will pay you very handsomely, Mr. Morgan.
How much?
I told you, they're all mercenaries.
There's a price on my head in 2 states, my friend. The government doesn't like me any more than it does you. Like you, I've been running for as long as I can remember. And like you, my time here is nigh undone.
We understand, and we will pay.
Thank you.
You meet my son in a couple of days near Citadel Rock, just west of the oil fields.
Okay.
We are very grateful for your help.
Gentlemen, that appointment with the senator. We should head over there.
It's a waste of our time. And his...
Kylie says, gotta go to bed. Outdoor concert tomorrow early. Have fun. Good night, everybody. Good night, Kylie. Glad you had a good time.
Mr. Miller, the counselor wants to apologize. He can see you now.
We've been waiting I don't know how long.
Or next month, if you'd like to reschedule.
Come. Perhaps the senator won't mind waiting.
Keith asks, so would Jekyll still be able to do anything that could possibly still be a part of Mr. Hyde? See, again, I don't know exactly, because I think that would go beyond my... I think I would be getting outside of my own expertise for this, because I think that would go into the realm of psychology. Psychology proper, not really philosophical psychology. So I don't know if I should say more at risk of saying something obviously wrong, you know. WizKid points out that how in modern westerns, the Native Americans are always the sympathetic characters, to be the good guys.
Oh, come on. I'm stuck.
Okay, that's...
Really dislike this place.
You hearing me? Damn it.
Let's stop this guy, shall we?
stop right now. This is what you want? I've had
Okay. Let's get out of here. Darn it.
You get back here right now. I'll kill you.
I ain't playing. I'll shoot you right here.
What now?
Good God, please, no.
Darn it. Okay, well,
You untie me right now.
tried very hard. I tried very hard to stop all the witnesses. That did not work. Okay, let's get out of here. Darn it. Oh, gosh. Alright, well. See, I was defending myself against Bronte's thugs. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. Anyway. That's annoying. Anyway. Yeah, so to the point WizKid was making about the... I have a bounty too. At least $7 for killing somebody. Anyway, so I think that part of the reason that that makes perfect sense in this, Jesus, really, I have to really go pay my bounty for this, do this quest. Oh, or there's just a bunch of lawmen literally right there. I'm just gonna wait till that all passes by. I think that that makes enough sense given the time, right? Given the time frame. This is 1899. This is very late in the game in terms of U.S. native relations. Right? It's more or less to the point now where who's that? EF. Who's EF? Oh, Eagle Flies. Oh, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna go over here. I'm gonna do this one because I accidentally had to shoot some people. It happens. Since we're talking about it, but yeah, I do think that it makes sense now because the conflict between the American government and honestly, settlers in general, with the Native Americans has gotten to a point of complete dominance, right? So on the one hand, a couple of things to consider. First of all, the natives are very much the underdogs at this point. They aren't the external threat anymore that they may have been early on. Right, early on, right, in the early 19th century, in the relatively early 19th century, the sort of, forgive the term, but the savages, as people thought of them, were sort of an external threat. They represented the danger at the margin of civilization. Whereas at this point, by the very, very late 19th century, they were just a sort of fringe part of society that people had to, the people were aware of. They're not that alien at this point, and they are completely under the thumb of the U.S. federal government. But with all the treaties and everything that's going on. So I think that at this point, it makes sense, narratively speaking, for the Native Americans to be something like sympathetic underdogs, that kind of thing, rather than a threat. Now, I mean, obviously that's also for sort of sensitivity or political correctness kind of reasons. Call it what you want. It's that too, right? I'm not going to deny that. Obviously, that is the case. Just right up there. Are there pigs right here? Feed them. Don't see any. Let's go pay our bounty while we're right here. But yeah, I mean, obviously there are sort of political correctness reasons, right? You don't want to... It is insensitive, especially now, to cast Native Americans as the bad guys. Especially if it's, like, if you're casting them as brutal savages or what, right? So you want to make a story where they can be the sympathetic underdogs or the allies. And there are ways of doing that that are straightforward, right? Like this. This actually works perfectly well with the narrative. On the other hand, you can do it in a bit more of a, I don't know, maybe a kind of forced way, I think. This is a very natural way of writing it into the narrative. Whereas you can do it in a more forced way, like a good example of kind of forcing the natives to be a kind of sympathetic side, right? Having being the player side. In a weird sort of way is Assassin's Creed 3 with Connor. It makes sense to have a. It's fine to have a native protagonist. I get that, but to ally the Native Americans with the assassins, who also happen to be allied with the revolutionaries, right? All of that is a bunch of contrivances that feel very, very forced, and that was why that was like one of my least favorite games of the original, I guess, arc of the series. I actually haven't played past Black Flag though, so I can't tell you for sure which ones I like more past that. I have Syndicate, one that's in Paris, but I haven't played it yet. Was it Syndicate? I think. Or Syndicate in England, the England one. I have the one that's in Paris, I forget which one it is. So, let me see. So asking a follow-up here. So, oh, there's been a lot of chat going on while I was ranting about that, so I'm just going to kind of stand here and look at the oil fields and whatnot. Okay, so you guys, so WizKid, you've got a lot of this covered, and you probably know more about these specifics than I do. So Keith brings up another point. So another effect I like is the Benjamin Button. So you know, he was born as an old man. He was growing up, and he basically aged backwards. I'm not sure if this could be explained. It would have to be something like a reversal of entropy, right? And entropy is something like an objective measurement of time. Straightforwardly speaking, so it would be akin to time travel. So it involves a lot of the same questions as to whether time travel is possible from a philosophical standpoint, and that has to do with cause and effect. I'm not clear because I actually haven't read the book, and it didn't seem like it was very clear from the movie. It seemed like, and correct me if I'm wrong, it seemed like he experienced time in a normal, linear sort of way. Like, from when he was born as an old man, he remembers being older as he de-ages, kind of, right? In which case, it would just be kind of it would be a physical reversal of the entropy of the body, right? And if that's all it is, then that's okay. That can make enough sense. Although it's unnatural in a sense. It doesn't work like the body ordinarily would or could. But there's nothing. I don't think there's anything like logically incoherent about it. I don't think there is.
Yeah, you good, girl?
So I think that's yeah. So I think physical reversal of entropy. So I think that I mean, yeah. I don't think it would be logically impossible, at least something like Benjamin Button kind of scenario. So WizKid says about the Native Americans. I hate is that they didn't get control of the oil. I don't understand how people can get natives to I guess support leftists, I guess you would say, when they've been under the Fed's thumb for literally centuries. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. So you have two competing problems, right? You have the identity politics of the lip service of support coming from the left, and then you have the anti-federalism of the right. But then the sort of the at least reputation for hostility towards minorities, right? And then this is the problem with a lot the political issue with minorities in a lot of cases, right? Is that it's not a straightforward case of, oh, these are all now. Okay, I need to clean my wounds. That's gross. Oh, that's real gross. Look at that. Definitely clean my weapon before I do this. Do that. I'm glad you can't ruin weapons in this game, because I almost would have right there. Let's go with sluts. Let's clean everything. Use. Oh yeah, so Keith's talking about how weird it would be for, like, in the body of a teen, not being having the experience and the sort of life experience of an adult, but having the body of a very young man, like a teenager. That would be very strange. And like, actually, I think the alcohol tolerance issue is really interesting, because it brings up the question of how much of alcohol tolerance is due to experience and how much of it is due to sheer physiology. And that actually, I don't know enough about alcohol tolerance, but I know that both of those are factors. So that is interesting. Somebody who's been drinking his whole life but has the body of a teenager. What effect would that have? That's interesting.
There's the files in the office above the refinery room. It's that window with the blind drawn up.
I see.
If the files are as incriminating as we believe, Mr. Cornwall's men will destroy them if they know you're coming.
There's only one of me, son. I don't intend for them to know I'm coming. What will the files say?
There'll be a report from Leyland Oil Development Company.
And you got the money?
Yes.
Any ideas how I sneak into this place?
You could crawl under the fence or hide in a wagon. They keep rolling in.
I'll go take a look.
If there's a problem, call for me.
I thought the whole point was that this had nothing to do with you.
Ideally. If you are quick, you could climb into the back of that wagon.
Sure can. Yeah, there we go. Let's do cinematic for this one. So while we're on our way in, a couple of things coming up. I have been working on some of my lectures on Plato's Republic, some of the early books for the Republic. I've got my introductory one recorded. It just needs to be edited, and I might need to re-record some things. We'll see. We'll see how things work. So expect that coming up soon, within the next week or two. Hopefully, at least. Unless something goes wrong again, which can. And then moving forward, I'm going to be doing some videos on the Republic, and also a few others for class, including one which, in kind of a meme at some point, but you'll see what I'm talking about in a week or two or three. Probably a couple weeks. It shouldn't be a very long one, but it should be. It should actually be interesting and entertaining at the same time, so useful at the same time.
Hey, Tom? Picking up?
Yep, supposed to meet the early train to San Denis. Okay.
All right, no problem.
Better get a move on then.
So the question is if his body would be able to handle it, but in the movie, say, the knowledge of an old man, lose the knowledge as you grow up. Yeah, I think that really does brings up the question of what amount of what we can do is straightforwardly physiological, and what amount of what we can do is due to experience. And if a lot of it is due to experience, then he would have the benefits of knowing everything that he knew throughout his life. This is not a way in, is it? Who is it? Who it might be? Up here. It's probably completely the wrong way. Yeah, this is not right. Okay, no, it's in there. Okay, let's try this again. But yeah, you would have the experiences of everything, and a young man's body, which is typically stronger and fitter, especially when you're teens to 20s kind of thing. Focusing here. I think I'm okay. This kid says, I think minorities get seduced by the identity politics because it appeals to emotion so easily. That's true, and people are in general very easily swayed by emotion. In reality, he says these people have conservative values, but they just don't realize that they do. That's very often true, especially with very traditionalist Hispanics, which are quite common in my experience. Like I know a lot of people who have sort of right-leaning values, but are politically left.
Quieten yourself, friend. This won't take long.
Okay. Why do I have to beat him? That doesn't seem right.
Damn, Barry.
Yes?
I need some papers, my friend. Nothing important. A file. I'm from head office.
You're not from head office?
Does that seem important right now?
No.
I need a file by the Leland Oil Development Company. The one about the oil near Wapiti.
I...
Damn, Barry. Think, man. The mind is a terrible thing to lose, especially over such a nice floor as this.
It's here! It's here!
All right, then.
You're doing good, Danbury. Real good. They'll give you a promotion for this. No, Danbury.
Danbury? Danbury, you okay?
Tell the guard you're fine.
Yes, it's just... I'm working. All's fine.
Now stay quiet. Or head office will send me back to get you.
I always expect him to, like, hit you in the back of the head, or try to.
Hey, hold it right there! Weapons on the ground and hands in the air.
Easy now, fellas.
Now, we won't tell you again.
Okay. Ooh, all right. I'm hungry.
You asked for this. Over here.
All right.
Come on, Arthur. Whoa now. We need to go.
I agree.
Did you get the documents?
Yeah, but we need to get the hell out of here.
Mount up and follow me. They're coming after us. We need to lose them.
All right. I'm moving.
Shoot them.
Where? I mean, I will, but nice. What? What happened? Okay, well, he apparently snuck up on me. Mike?
You'll be sorry. Chopped up. You're in trouble now. Over here.
Alright, let's try this again. There we go.
Come on, Arthur.
Darn it, they got my hat. There. You.
Did you get the documents?
Yeah, but we need to get... the hell out of here.
Mount up and follow me.
Come on.
They're coming after us.
And your slugs. Alright. Okay, so now I'm reading. Okay, I am seeing your comment. I'm seeing your comment, Keith. I think. It's terrible. About especially the term growing up, despite, you know, getting younger, physically younger, and, you know, smaller and all that sort of thing. I do tend to think that I think growing up would be a misnomer in that case.
Thank you. You saved my life.
Thank you. I hope.
Even it would be hard even to say getting
I don't
older.
know what I hope, but who knows? Maybe these will be of some use.
You'd need to clarify exactly what you mean by growing up versus getting older versus aging versus all of these various terms. Nice. You also have the interesting the side point of you have the side point of whether it would qualify as not what I mean. I guess I should maybe say rather the side point of what it would be or what it could be like to be old, physically old, but mentally very young. Like, it would be very, very strange to, for someone to have no life experience, and that means no education. That also means not even the basic biomechanical skills, like the ability to walk, or the ability to talk, or to communicate, when one is physically very, very old.
You done good, girl.
I think in general it just sort of brings up issues having to do with hylomorphism, I guess is a good way of putting it, right? The relationship between the body and one's self, the body as part of oneself, and what part that is, right? I think so. I think a lot of the philosophical use of something like Benjamin Button is to point out the important interrelationship between mind and body. We take that for granted in a lot of, especially in a lot of pop culture, and a lot of science fiction does this a lot too. Where we take on a sort of default Gnostic position, right, that the soul or the mind is what we really are, and the body is something like a vessel, and that's all. But I think that there is a lot incorrect. That's incorrect. I think the body is an important part of us. Right? It has profound influences upon the mind, upon our experience, how we interact with things. So if you have an early life and your body is venerable and becoming younger, rather than developing normally, that would lead to a very, very different childhood psychological development than if you grow up the sort of normal human way, right? From infant through adult, that sort of thing. And I think even at least the movie, and I don't know if the book, again, I haven't read the book, at least the movie underestimates the importance of that, right? So I think it doesn't take enough into consideration how much of an impact that would have to grow up, to have one's earliest experiences being physically old. But also physically an adult, right? Physically full-sized and physically capable of ordinary human locomotion, at least to a large extent. Unlike an infant, right? I've got 2 young children, and one's 2 and one's a couple of months, and they don't have the motor skills of an adult. Okay. All right. Sorry, sir. Yeah, I think that actually makes a huge difference, right? That if you, that's a big difference in how they develop, right? Children, when they're first learning to do things, they have to learn to coordinate. They have to learn to coordinate mind and body. They have to learn to do things, but then they also have to physically exert and struggle to accomplish it. And I think that is, those two are sort of tandem learning processes. It would be much, much, much more difficult to try and learn to, you know, walk or run or anything like that if you were already physically capable of doing so. It would, I think it would retard your mental development quite a lot.
like anyhow? I have no idea, but I hear it's paradise. Arthur, there you are. Come on.
So you both guys saying a couple things. So let's see. WizKid saying, yeah. So emphasizing the importance of the interplay between body and mind, contra the Gnostics, right? I do tend to think the Gnostics are all bad, or pretty close to it, but
weren't you?
whatever.
What? When we get there, maybe you could help with the suppression fire.
I never said I was no sharpshooter.
Oh, that's right. What was it? The nation's most loyal latrine digger, wasn't that it?
Yeah, well, I fought, and I fought well.
So you always tell us.
Taught me something you could do with learning. Them Indians were savages.
Watch your mouth there, boy. Watch it. Only type of savage in these parts are moonshine, swilling, pompous, inbred locals.
Dutch, I saw things out there.
I don't doubt you saw.
See, would have thought he would have said that the Pinkertons were savages.
It's too small to comprehend what you saw. What you saw was people who lost everything to savagery. Savagery of peasants. Failures come from Europe to reap some awful vengeance on God's last creation.
Interesting way you boys got to prepare for a killing.
I'm sorry I wasted my life trying to teach you boys. Love you though, I do.
Well, leaving love aside.
Yeah, Keith, I think I know what you're talking about.
Don't you never leave love aside, Arthur.
That's
all we got.
I generally try to. I always strive to not kind of. I try very hard not to.
I got you.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Not to censor myself. Other people do enough of a job trying to censor people, so I don't want to help by trying to censor myself. You know. Besides, I see it as the academic's job and the philosopher's job in particular to say things which are otherwise controversial.
Lenny, Bill, you're with me. Arthur, John, you take the left side. If you see a shot, you take it. Okay?
All right.
Good luck, gentlemen.
Let's go kill us a turn of the century Jeffrey Epstein.
Let's go.
This kid says their greatest strength is also the greatest weakness. Great insights on the nature of the soul, but they overemphasize it way too much in terms of the Gnostics. I guess I can get that. I guess.
Find some cover. Two up ahead.
It's cover. It's not good cover. That's good cover.
You got a shot?
Yep.
About these statues. You don't like naked women putting wine on you? It's like...
Yeah, also the music for this is very much more dramatic. Unsettling compared to the last time we had to assault a mansion. Which is not something you'd think you'd have to do more than once, but you sure do. Alright, let's go. There's a gun over here somewhere. I don't know what it was, but...
Get that lock, Arthur.
Oh, come on, really?
Now kick that damn door in.
Look out!
I'm coming for you, Bronte!
Oh yeah, the people in the ghost costumes. Yes, I understand what you mean. Yeah, that has some troubling historical implications and whatnot that bring up some unfortunate memories that some people have issues with. You know, understandable. I do, admittedly, the guys in the ghost costumes, I actually really like how they are portrayed in this game as bumbling idiots. It's also worth noting that that those guys that organization basically did not exist in 1899. What happened? Oh, John just got headshotted. That's not good. Let's try this again. I mean, I've encountered them a couple of times. If you go back a few streams, but like I said, they're largely incompetent.
Shoot that lock, Arthur.
In this game, they are portrayed almost entirely as purely incompetent.
Now kick that damn door in.
Which is I think a great way to portray them, especially at this point. What? No.
Arthur. We got more inside.
Because at this point, it would be just a couple of losers who want to, you know, recreate the glory days kind of thing of their, you know, horrible racist past, rather than being an organization with competence, with teeth to it. It's just, you know. Oh, this is not good. Let's do that real quick. I'm gonna loot everyone first. Oh, maybe not, because... I got him. Ooh, nice.
Lenny, keep that door covered. Bronte must be up there. Let's go. God damn it. Okay, let's check every room.
Hey. WizKid points out, absolutely rightly, that just because they're incompetent doesn't mean they're not dangerous. Yeah, they perfectly well can be. In some cases, because they're incompetent, because they're bumbling around, trying to do, obviously wrong things, but trying to do it in a kind of, in an incompetent way that can lead to further destruction. Excuse me, further destruction than they would really be able to do if they're trying and succeeding. Okay. And he's hiding in his bathtub.
Okay.
Ow.
I'm sorry, friend. No, name your price. Name your price. Every man have a price. Okay, okay. No, I surrender. I surrender.
Should we kill him?
Nah, let's take him to Dutch.
You can carry him.
Ooh, Mauser.
I ain't touching that piece. Shit.
There's the Mauser.
Let's go, Arthur.
I've wanted this thing for a while now. There we go. That's what I've been waiting for. Alright, what's he got? $155. Damn, alright. should take the time to loot this whole place.
Wants to have a little chat, Mr. Broadtree.
But no, let's be practical about this. Also, he did just say name your price, and the entire point of this whole exercise is to get a copious amount of money. So, you know, we really should be able to just tell him to pay our way to Tahiti. But that isn't going to work, because of course it's not going to work. I love this pistol. Yeah, history definitely. It may not repeat itself exactly, but it certainly has patterns. And some of those patterns are the developments of racist ideologues and the development of tyrants and whatnot. Kind of things like, well, you know, the Klan and the Pinkertons. All of these sorts of things are patterns of history that do repeat themselves in various different ways. Like, I mean, look at now, we have Angela Bronte here, who is the power broker who traffics in children for creepy reasons. That I'm not going to get into it. Okay, fine, great. That sounds really, really familiar to this year, because we've just been uncovering all sorts of things like that.
Hey, big man.
Right? The whole Epstein stuff.
You're pathetic.
Well, I am. Because from where I'm sitting, you're the one deserving of pity, my friend. All your men, all your money, it weren't no match for a bunch of bumpkins.
You are nothing. You do nothing, you mean nothing, you stand for nothing. Me, I run a city. And when the law catch up to you, you will die like nothing. I am this country. You are what people are running from.
I possess things that you will never understand.
You don't even possess your own men. $1,000 to the man who kills him and sets me free.
What are you gonna say now?
They are even bigger fools than you.
No doubt.
The law will find you. Already, the dogs are on the way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're right. You are so right. They are good at smelling filth, huh? So filth has got to be disposed of. Your friends, the Pinkertons, gonna come and rescue you. You repulsive little maggot. Call them now. You call them.
Jesus. Part of your philosophy books cover feeding a fella. The goddamn alligator, Dutch.
Part that covers weakness. That part. I don't know. Well, I do. It ain't nice. I know it. But it is us or him. I figure it might as well be him.
That wasn't business. It's fair, Keith. There are more brutal things. I mean, near the beginning of the stream with Kieran, it's probably a little more brutal than that. At least in terms of like gore, body horror kind of thing. I mean, that was Dutch clearly going off the deep end. But Alright. Alright, well, it is midnight. So it's getting pretty late for me. I do have to work on getting up early in the morning, or at least early-ish. Got to work on that, because I have classes starting next week, and I still have to prep for everything and get everything together.
You okay?
Anyway, so I think...
I always had a soft spot for that, Kieran.
yeah, I think I am going to wrap it up here. And with that, I think that is a dour note to leave us on, but it is thematic. It is, in fact, if you look at our thumbnail, I had a feeling that we're going to get to around here. And, spot on. Spot on. Anyway, so thank you guys for tuning in. Definitely check out the new video that was up on Socrates as a troll. I think I did a decent job explaining a relatively controversial topic there, so check it out. Keep an eye out coming up in the next couple of weeks for a couple of videos on the Republic and another one on aesthetics. That is going to be the little weird meme-like video that is going to be coming in. Eventually, that I'm going to time with some class lessons for the semester, so that's going to be dictating some of my release schedule. I am, for now at least, going to keep up with streaming twice a week. Once things really start to kick up next week and beyond, I may wind up having to reconsider that and reconsider my schedule a little bit. We'll see. Hopefully, though, we will. I'm still going to keep this up in some capacity, at least once a week or so. But we'll see if I need to cut back depending on how things are going from time to time, or I might just need to, skip a week if I have grading to do or something.
Is running around the country here shooting nearly everyone they see.
Really?
Yes, really. I thought maybe it was Bill, but now I think maybe it's you.
Me?
We don't need unnecessary problems. We have
That's
enough
fair.
real ones.
Yeah, Keith, if you're looking, I teach at University of South Florida and St. Leo University this semester. I'm currently finishing up my PhD at USF, and that is in philosophy, especially in medieval philosophy and metaphysics and metaethics. So I'm working on my dissertation there while also teaching both at the Honors College there and at St. Leo University. So I put a bunch of course content for that up on the channel. So if you are interested in philosophy, if you're interested in these it's kind of redundant, but it's late, these interesting topics, I guess, definitely check it out. I have a few playlists organized, so if you want something thematically arranged, you've got it. If you just want to hear me talking about what I know a little bit about, check out my philosophy lectures playlist. That is on my channel, which you can find by clicking my name right down below. Like and subscribe, do the whole YouTube thing, I hope, and I think that is about all for now. As I've mentioned before, I am at least tentatively going to keep up with my Monday and Thursday streaming. Monday nights are going to be Mass Effect 2, and Thursday nights are going to be Red Dead Redemption 2. If you do want to catch up, feel free to watch back through them. I did a lot of talking about a lot of topics, a lot of which I have in the descriptions of each video, so if some of the topics there sound interesting, definitely do. All right. Well, that's all I've got time for tonight, and like I said, it is getting late, so I will say goodnight to you guys, and thank you for tuning in, and I will see all of you next time. Good night.